Hi everyone, my name is Jindal and I have secured All India Rank 53 in recently concluded Civil Services Exam 2016. The funny thing is that the Prelims 2017 just happened on June 18th. So looks like we have moved on to the next cycle of this exam of Civil Services. This video mainly concerns with how I created my strategy of preparing for mains after prelims last year, both for GS, optional, as well as for the essay. So I really hope this video is able to help you to plan out your schedule and maybe also to get an idea about which sources you can refer to for the exam. So my first advice, guys and girls, to all of you is to take a break. Please take a break. Please take a break of at least 7 days. I personally took a break of 10 days after prelims, in which I traveled, met my friends. So you can do anything, watch movies, watch your favorite TV shows, go travel, uh, go exercise, work out, meet your friends and family, you know, do whatever you like to do in your free time. Pursue your hobbies, whatever hobbies you have, so that your mind is revived. Mind is a very complicated kind of a machine, and it works in mysterious ways, and it's better that we give it some kind of rejuvenation, some kind of break, so that we are able to peak our performance towards the end when we are approaching the main exams, instead of kind of burning out yourself. Don't burn out yourself. Instead of burning out yourself, you should focus on the final mains, where you can give out your best. So give it some break. Think about how you want to approach the exam. Maybe in this break, 1 hour per day, you can think about a little bit about exam, that how you want to approach it, and then go with the full throttle for the next 3 months. So what should be the next thing after the break? Create a schedule. I personally created a schedule: monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay, this helped me to really focus on things that I was doing and have a goal based approach where I was trying to meet my goals on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis. So, monthly, you can have the broader targets like GS, optional, and essay. How many of these do you want to achieve every month? One, two, three, four. For example, you can have the month of July. Okay, from July 2nd or 1st, whatever, let's say 1st to July 6th, 7 days, you want to do GS2. And in GS2, whatever sub parts you want to do during this time, you can have the weekly schedule of that for each day: one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 days. And each day you can have a schedule. One of the days you can reserve for writing essay. So the way I approached it is basically, I will discuss later that how I had a particular approach, but here I'm trying to give you a broader view that you can have a monthly, weekly, and daily schedule, and daily targets also you can have derived from this weekly schedule. And that way you can be consistent in your preparation. Like if you have achieved the target for day one, don't do more. Just achieve that target, revise it, think about the next day, and go on. Don't try to do too much in one day only. Do as much as possible according to your schedule. Now, the next question is how to build this schedule. Should we do optional first? Should we do GS first? It really depends on the preparation. Some people are comfortable with something and the others with others. So, one schedule or one size fits all approach doesn't work for this exam. But my strategy I will provide and the reasons behind my strategy so that you can understand why I did what I did. So, after the exam, let's say you take a break, okay, of 1 week. So, June 25th, you will be back into studies. So, June 25th, if you have started, then you have till July 25th, August 25th, September 25th. Okay, October, you have, let's say on 15th, the exams are starting. I'm not sure I think around then only the exams are starting. So you will have till October 1st, okay, because here 15 days you want to revise. So let's say you have these almost 100 days. You have 100 days at your disposal, right? So my strategy would be, first I will make my big strategy, which is out of these 100 days, I will give 20 days, 15 to 20 days to GS2, 15 to 20 days for GS3, right? I will give around 30 days, 30 to 40 days, 30 to 35 days for my optional. I will give about 20 days to GS4. So how many are now? We have 60 plus 30, 90 days, right? And essay I will do all along, plus essay, which I have to do all along. And in this only I have to build my time for, these are 90 days. So approximately we have, we can give plus 5 days here and there. So the way I planned it last year was, first I did GS2 and GS3. My target was to within 40 to 45 days, I finished GS1 and GS2 and GS3. Okay, first I finished this, both the static and the dynamic portions so far. Static में मैंने क्या करा था? Static में I did the entire syllabus that is given to me. Okay. Then after these 90 days, I picked up my optional, which is management. So I did optional and GS4 in the period of another 40 days or so. Okay, 45 days, 40 days, 85 days मैंने नेक्स्ट ऑप्शनल करा. तो मतलब ऑलमोस्ट अगस्त में आके अब मैंने ऑप्शनल करा अगस्त के बीच में. और उसके बाद मैनेजमेंट के बाद, मतलब करा नहीं था, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग फ्रॉम द रेफरेंस ऑफ दिस ईयर. एंड देन लास्ट after that, for around 10 days I did for 10 days towards the end I did GS1 towards the end. Because if you are prepared well for GS1 in your prelims, you don't need to do it all over again. Okay, अगर GS1 को आपने अच्छी तरह प्रिपेयर करा है शुरू में ही, during the first phase of your exam, which is the prelims, you can just do it towards the end. और बीच बीच में टेस्ट सीरीज जो भी आप करोगे उसमें तो करते ही रहोगे, है ना? So that way you can do it. So all along with this, essay has to be written every week. Every week 2 essays, at least. I was at some point doing even 2 essays every 3-4 days. Okay, so as many essays as possible for you to get a good understanding of the essay portion. Essays every week, and also your writing practice of test series. One test series you can pick. Last year I took Lukman IAS, very good test series. I personally believe I took this for GS and for essay both. Okay, so here I will discuss that. So test series plus notes plus books. Okay, plus books or whatever material, magazines or whatever, right? Magazines. So let me start with GS. Let me start with essay. Essay, I believe, is the most important component, which is often ignored. In essay, this is what I did. I read Kurukshetra, Yojana. I analyzed their writing style, and I took test series of Lukman, GS Core, and Pandit View. There is this online platform called Pandit View, which is very good. I really like them. So these, all of them are very good. And I did test series from them, and it really helped me. And plus, I wrote some essays from Insights for free that are available. I got all of them evaluated by the teachers, also by my friends. My brother helped me with this also, and with whomever I knew, with whomever. जो भी मेरे को, मैं जिसको जानता था, जो कर सकता था, उससे करवा लिया मैंने, जस्ट टू गेट एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग। विद इन द फर्स्ट 20 days आई हैड a good idea about how to write an essay. Initially I was not writing good essays, so this provided me a good idea about how to write essays, and I proceeded on that, and I was able to figure out within the first 20 days how to write essays. Okay, so that was my strategy, and I kept writing, kept thinking. I also read articles of some magazines like these that I've mentioned very closely. I created notes for essay, which I will share on my blog. Okay, I basically picked up various topics, and a lot of these topics uh, had quotes on gender, quotes on innovation, quotes on cyberspace, which I was able to use also in the essay paper. So please see my notes. You can see them on my blog mjindal.com, where I will also post this video. So you can go here and see it. Okay. GS4. GS4, I use the test series to give a uh, GS4 papers, so that I can learn about the case studies especially. All right. Then books, I refer to lexicon, ethics book, and there is a book called 110 plus in ethics. It is by a previously selected candidate who became an IPS officer, I think. Sorry, I do not remember his name, but if you do search for 110 plus, you will find it. I found it a very good book. Very, very good book. Okay, here you can get a lot of material. I have my own notes, which I will also upload, which you can refer to if you want. All right. And then, apart from that, I talk to a lot of my friends about what kind of strategy we should have towards ethics. See, in ethics, especially in GS4, we should be able to focus on two different parts differently. Part A and Part B. Part B is case studies, where the approach should be as an administrator. As an administrator, how will you handle those situations? See, sometimes they tell you they want to you to act like a citizen or CEO or an NGO person, but most of the times they want you to act like an administrator. Most of the time they want you to think like an IS officer. That is how you should think. What kind of resources will you deploy? What kind of stakeholders will you think about? What kind of theories of ethics can you apply? This is also important. Some theories should also be applied to give a backing to your actions. So, stakeholders, resources, theories, not full of this, but some sprinkling of these things should be there. Okay, then what kind of different agencies of the state will you use? Agencies of the state meaning आपका पुलिस है ना, आपका जुडिशरी है, आपका लोकल गवर्नेंस मैकेनिज्म्स हैं, आप इनको कैसे यूज़ करोगे? प्लस स्कीम्स जो ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट की चल रही हैं उनको कैसे यूज़ कर सकते हो? All these things have to be applied in case studies. That is what I believe. So you should have a list of all these, so that you can apply them well in um, the final paper. And for part one, the approach has to be different. Here you have to provide a theoretical as well as some sort of a personal flair in the paper. Theoretical meaning, you have to be able to, of course, like this time there were questions on Weber, and there was a question on Rawls, there was a question on Mahatma Gandhi ji. All these questions required some kind of a theoretical understanding of these personnel. Of course, for some people, even if they didn't know, they wrote well and they were able to get marks. But for me, I personally think that we have to be prepared with some theoretical understanding and some personal flair also, some language, some kind of a incident, etc from your life, but it has to be very succinct and to the point. Okay, this will fetch you marks. All right, so that is my understanding of paper 4. Be true to yourself in this paper and you will do well. GS3. GS3, I got 127 marks this year, which I think is probably the highest or one of the top marks. In this, I believe there has to be very Streamlined approach, straightforward approach. First of all, read Yojana and Kurukshetra. Read Niti Ayog reports. It's a fully dynamic paper. Okay, mostly dynamic, plus some static, which is related to current affairs. Read the syllabus of this paper very well. See, for all of these, read the syllabus. Refer to the syllabus. Always remember, you should memorize the syllabus of GS 1, 2, 3, 4 and essay. Anyone your optional. Because that's your guide of what to study and not to study. Sometimes you are studying useless things. So, syllabus is always a guide and it helps you to kind of relate back and kind of create this interlinkages that we talk about. So for GS3 डायनामिक है, थोड़ा स्टैटिक है, पर वो भी थोड़ा डायनामिक टाइप का ही होता है. एग्जाम्पल्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लॉट ऑफ एग्जाम्पल्स. I put a lot of examples. Use diagrams wherever possible. It should be relevant diagram and it should be labeled. ऐसे नहीं कि कुछ भी डायग्राम बना के छोड़ दिया. You should label it. You should show कि what is there, what are you trying to say in that diagram. Because a lot of times you just draw something and it doesn't make sense, right? So label diagrams, lot of examples. Read these. It will probably come from here only. Full paper of GS3. योजना से, कुरुक्षेत्र से, नीति आयोग रिपोर्ट से, old and these are योजना not for 1 year. At least to go 2-3 years back. कुरुक्षेत्र go 2-3 years back. Okay. गेट एन आइडिया ऑफ व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन, क्योंकि वहीं से उठाते हैं, है ना. प्लस स्टैटिक पोर्शन और जो नोट्स हैं, आपके मार्केट में बहुत सारे नोट्स मिल जाएंगे. माई नोट्स आई विल प्रोवाइड यू ऑन माई लिंक ऑन माई वेब पेज, so you can download from there. I hope that will help you somewhat, because in my notes both the static and the dynamic portion I've covered for the last 1 year or so you can go through that also. It's a very comprehensive notes that I have, but you don't need to make notes, trust me. GS2, I got 111, again one of the highest marks. In this also similar approach to GS3, but also have a constitutional backing to whatever you say, legal backing to whatever you say, ethical backing to whatever you say. Okay, just don't give an answer. Provide it a good backing. Provide examples. Okay, what materials to follow? Material, you can follow the traditional material, whatever there is in the market. उससे ज़्यादा see Lakshmikant will not help you that much. It will only help you in remembering what are the fundamental rights, what are the different Supreme Court cases, what are the DPSPs, etc. But for GS2, for mains, you need to follow current affairs well, and you also need to kind of brush up on the various constitutional aspects of the syllabus that is given by UPSC. उसका constitutional aspects अच्छी तरह you must definitely go through it. Okay. Now let us move on to GS1. Very straightforward paper. It's all static, mostly static. For this, study from traditional sources. Traditional sources, which I mean is Bipin Chandra, geography के लिए NCRTs. Okay, that is enough. Society के लिए NCRTs, coaching material, whatever is there in the market from Vision or from GS Score, whichever you like the most, all of them are almost similar. Please pick it up and read that. Okay, so this is how I approached. See, don't read too much here and there. Read relevant things. Read things that are given in the syllabus. Syllabus is the best guide to understanding what they want. See, in the syllabus, if they have mentioned quasi-judicial bodies, they will probably just pick it up and ask you what are quasi-judicial bodies. If they have given in syllabus land forms in GS1, they will probably ask you a question how land forms are formed. So simple. Straight away, pick up the syllabus and read it properly. Okay, let us come to management now. As some of you are aware, I'm providing some management guidance also, which is a commercial undertaking by my brother Anuj Jindal, who provides RBI grade B guidance on his website anujjindal.in, www.anujjindal.in. So I'll be providing the whole management module through that platform. That will cover all the modules. I will provide notes for all for most of these modules, but some of them might not have notes. Some of them might be handwritten, some of them might be digital. So it's not that I'm providing notes for all, which are all digital. Some are handwritten. So for that, I will provide you the scanned copies. Okay. So I will be providing notes. I'll be providing videos for 9 modules, full videos for 9 modules. For HRM, government business, and MIS, I am going to not provide videos, but for these three, I'm going to provide you self-study notes, notes, sources to study, and also some videos on 1 or 2 topics from each, which are very important. Some 3 4 topics maybe, but not wholly covering the syllabus. Okay, so I want to make it very clear. I will provide videos only for the 9 modules. Okay, no test series. I do not think you need a test series for management. I did not take test series last year. Last to last year, I took Sudhir's test series. It is a good test series. You can take that test series. But I believe that by taking test series, what happens is we are not able to focus on GS or essay. Last to last year, that's what happened with me. I ignored GS and essay, and that's where I paid. I got good marks in management, but I was not able to secure good enough marks there. This year, I focused on everything and I balanced everything out. But I focused 70% of my time on GS and essay and only 30% of my time on management. And I think that is enough. That will get you 270 plus in management. That is what you need. Here, you need to score well. Here is what the real thing is there. So, here, because management is a subject like that, it's a tough subject comparatively. So for GS, I was able to kind of focus on a lot more because I did not take test series this year, and that was a blessing in disguise for me. All right, so I think that if you want, you can take the notes from me, the videos from me, but I will not provide any test series. And I will also work on questions, lot of questions. That is what question खुद करने हैं खुद from old papers you can do, from books. They have some questions in books. For example, statistics की book में इतने questions हैं. If you do these only, you don't need anything else. Okay, just time yourself when you're doing these questions, get an understanding. See, first time I took the management exam, I got 243, which was one of the highest that year. I did not do any practice. Okay, so it is my personal belief. It can be different for everyone. If you feel like taking, please take test series. It's good. But I think for me personally, what worked was balancing it out. You have to do well everywhere, and to be able to do that, you should have enough time. For 3 test series, essay below, optional below, or GS below, that becomes too hectic. You will keep writing tests only. You will not be able to do enough for preparing part. All right, so that is my belief. Any questions? Please reach out to me. You can comment on YouTube, or you can also write to me on my email address or on my blog, which is mjindal.com. Please write here. In the contact section, you can do that, and I will try to answer all the questions that you might have. Bye. Have a good day, and hopefully you will take a break. That is the more important part. And after that, best of luck for your preparation. Thank you.